Republican. 9th District of Virginia, that's the Southwest Virginia area. Big district from Salem. Congressman Morgan Griffith, great to have you with us, Morgan.
I'm here.
Okay, great to have you with us. Let's get right to the Syrian situation. One thing surprising me today, the president talking about on his Twitter feed shooting missiles, and said that people would be surprised by it. But, of course, the president has said for a very long time that he wouldn't telegraph what he's going to do. So that seemed a little odd to me. Have you seen, or do we have direct proof yet that it was indeed Assad and the Syrian government that dropped that chlorine bomb?
Well, I have not seen any direct evidence, but I think the evidence is fairly clear. It may be circumstantial, but it's fairly clear. Assad has basically won the civil war. This is one of the few pockets, unless they're bombing themselves, why would this happen? And I can't imagine that would be the case. So it's illogical to think that it would be anybody but Assad.
Okay, so let me just ask you this, though. I talked to a lot of people that are experts in the Middle East in the last 2 days, Congressman, and every one of them told me that it was inconceivable that Assad would have done this without getting clearance, sign-off, okay, wink, whatever, from whoever his Russian counterpart is. Now, you can say that, okay, Assad could be irrational. He wants to show that he's in charge and send a message or whatever, but the Russians are fighting a war, right? They're more logical. Why would they sign off on something that is going to draw the U.S. back into the region when it seemed like the president was ready to get the hell out?
And again, you'd have to check with the Russians. I mean, they've said they're going to defend Assad. They, of course, claim that nothing happened, but they always claim nothing happened. My thinking would be is that for some strategic reason, the Russians actually want us to get back involved, either to use us as the boogeyman or to expand their presence in the Middle East.
Why?
Oh, so that they were basically a major player there at one time, and then we eliminated them step by step, starting with Egypt back, in the 60s and 70s. And they're basically their only influence was left in Syria. I think they see this as an opportunity to paint us as the boogeyman and to expand their role further in the Middle East. They're already cozying up to Iran and fairly good friends with them now. If they can expand that sphere of influence, they will take back part of what they lost as the Soviet Empire started to crack.
Wow. Okay, Congressman, I've got 3 minutes. The Michael Cohen raid, the president outraged by it. I just had Joe Morrissey on. You know him very well. I had him on for almost 30 minutes trying to break down what happened here. In your judgment, is this special counsel, this investigation, has it gone out of control?
Well, it's definitely outside of where it was supposed to be. I do think it is, if it's investigating allegations that have nothing to do with any kind of Russian connection, and is now investigating the personal affairs of the president, I think that's a problem. The Justice Department is perfectly capable on its own without a special counsel to investigate whether or not there were any federal campaign violations. So, yeah, I think he's gone too far in that regard. I think Joe laid it out fairly well. The lawyers will have to take a look at the affidavit that was provided to get the search warrant, and if it is not on absolutely sturdy ground, then I think the court ought to throw everything out.
Throw it out. So what do you think the president should do? Should he fire Rosenstein? Should he fire Jeff Sessions, who, by the way, is, in my mind, a complete disaster in this job? Should he fire Mueller? If you were advising the president, if he called you right now and said, Congressman, what should I do? Congressman Morgan Griffith, how would you advise the president?
I had no conversations with the president, but I think maybe Congress ought to take action here. The president is a little hamstrung because he is, whether they claim he's a target or just a subject, he's involved in this investigation. I think maybe Congress ought to step in. Rosenstein has done all kinds of things that I think would merit us taking a strong look at whether or not he ought to be impeached.
Wow. Morgan Griffith saying maybe we should look at impeaching Rosenstein.
We need to make the case, but I think a case can be made, and we'll have to take a look at it.
Thank you very much, Congressman Morgan Griffith, Republican, 9th District of Virginia, calling for the possible impeachment investigation of Rod Rosenstein.